Welcome back to the video, guys. This is the part 3 of the game development tutorials. In the last video we had created a canvas and understood all about the coordinates of the canvas. In this video we'll be creating different shapes and seeing the movement according to the time by setting up a variable. So let's start. So first of all, we'll be seeing the overlapping of the shapes. For that we need to create one more rectangle. So just copy your code and paste it one more time. Change the color to white so it is apparently visible, and just see the coordinates. And let's give the x coordinate as 225, the y coordinate 210, and so now let's see the ordering of the shapes and the overlapping. For that we need to create one more rectangle using the same code. Just copy that code, paste it once again, change the color red to white so it's apparently visible. Now let's change the x coordinate to 225 so it will start after the red one, the y coordinate to 210, and let the width and the height be 200 by 200. Save and refresh. So now here you can see the red rectangle is behind the white one because we created the right rectangle first and the white one after that. Now what happens if we change the order of the code? Let's put the red one after the white one. So copy the red one, paste it under the white one, and just cut the code from the top. Save and refresh the browser. So now you can see that the red one is overlapping the white one. So what I was trying to say is the order of the code matters. So now our code is looking a bit messy because there are too many lines just for creating shapes. So what we can do is we can create a function and wrap all of these statements of drawing into that. For creating a function in JavaScript, we use the keyword function. After function keyword, we'll be writing a function name. You can give any name to your function, but be little consistent that your name of the function is understandable, that whenever you come back to your code, you can just read that function name and you can understand that what that function does. So over here the function will be drawing the shapes, so I'll be naming the function as draw everything. Pay attention to the camel case over here. The E is in caps lock. This is a traditional way of naming the functions because we can't give spaces in between. So function draw everything and parentheses. Now let's start the function with a curly brace and end the function with another curly brace. Now inside this, let's paste all of these lines which are drawing rectangles. Copy them and paste them into the function draw everything. Cut them from the upper side so the code is arranged now. So now we have all the lines into the function. Now let's call the function. Remember that your function won't be active until you call the function. So draw everything, parentheses and semicolon. Save and refresh your browser. So the canvas is as it is. There is no change because the function does the same thing that the code of lines did. Now The benefit of creating function and using them is that you can call them n number of time and in different places of your code. Now let's call the function again, draw everything in the same way, save and refresh. You will see no change. Though the function is being called twice, it is happening in fraction of seconds that the computer and the display screen is not able to display it, and it is the same place, so you can't see the change. So now let's do one thing. Let's place the console statement into the function. So what will happen is it will be called twice whenever the function is called. Pay attention to your indentations. The code should look neat and clean. Save the file and refresh again. So now you can see that your code is your function has been called twice because the word hello world is printed twice. In your console it may be printed once, but there will be a number showing how many times the function is being called beside the statement hello world. So now let's have some movement in our code. Let's create a variable. For that, creating variables is very necessary because if you have a time variable, if you have a variable for your sprite, the speed of your sprite, you can easily change them by incrementing and decrementing. So variables are the building blocks for creating something. So variable ball x. So this will be my variable ball x corresponding to the x-axis, and we'll be applying it on the red rectangle which will later be a ball. So now you can assign any value to this ball. Right now I'm assigning value 50. So now the ball x has a value 50. Now what we can do is we can change any of the coordinate and replace it by ball x. So what happens is the x coordinate of this thing will be 50, 200, 50 by 25. Save it and let's refresh and view the file. So now you can see that the red rectangle is starting from 50 from the left, but there's still no movement in our game. So what we can do is we'll increment the variable ball x every time we draw our shape. So how can we do that? Write ball x equals ball x plus 10. Now the maths people will be wondering that this equation is anyway invalid because you can't assign a different value on both the sides on the equal sign. So the important thing you need to learn in programming is there is nothing to do with the equal sign and the equality on the both the sides. What happens over here is the compiler will be assigning the value ball x plus 10, which is 50 plus 10, 60, to the variable ball x. So now our variable is 60. The next time we enter into a function, the value of the ball x will be 60 plus 10, which will be 70. So like that it will go on increasing and increasing and increasing. So save and refresh. So now you can see that our rectangle was moved one time to the right. We can do a crazy thing. We can write ball x on all the coordinates. Let's see what happens. It will go on increasing and increasing and increasing. Save. Just call your function one more time. Save and refresh. So now here you can see all the sides of your shape are equal. We just saw one time movement into a shape. Now what if we want to keep that shape moving? we can call our functions on the interval of 1 second, 10 seconds. For that we need a inbuilt function of JavaScript which is set interval parentheses. Inside that we'll call our function draw everything, comma, at the interval of 1 second, so it's 1000 milliseconds. Save. Just cut all these lines under that, save and refresh. So now here you can see some movement into your code. The sides of the rectangle are going on increasing and increasing and increasing because we have made equal all the coordinates to ball x. Now this is a terrible practice to do, no one does in the gaming. So let's just get back to normal. Let's have it starting from, let's say 10 from the left, 50 pixels from the top, and let's just reduce the size so that it is like a ball. We'll be giving it 20 by 20. Save and refresh. So this is somewhat like a ball. Now what happening is we have not put ball x into one of our coordinates, so let's do that. Let's first put into the x coordinate. Save, refresh. So as soon as you refresh, it is waiting for 1 second and then the window is loaded, and then after 1 second your red square is moving towards right. Now on the right side over here you can see the change into the number. The 19th time it is loading, the 20th time, 21st time, 22nd time. As soon as it will move, it will change the number. So now what if we place the ball x variable into the y coordinate? So what will happen is it will go from up to down. The y coordinates increases from top to bottom, as I said you earlier that the y coordinate is inverse of the classical math y coordinate. Let's replace the x with 10, save and view your file. So now you can see that after 1 second your file is loaded and now the square is moving downwards. You can also try different ways and you can place ball x variable in any of the things. You can place this at the width. So now what will happen is it will move downwards and it will be increasing in width. So now you can see that it's moving downward and the width is increasing. Let's get back into normal. The y coordinate as 20, save and refresh. So now you can see it is acting as a loading bar. So this is how the loading bars are created into games or any of your apps or different types of things. So that's all for the variable ball x.